In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to uninstall and reinstall your barrel nut as well as your barrel on your Tippmann Arms M422. You're going to need a couple things. You're going to need your M422 upper off of your lower, as well as your handguard uninstalled off of your upper. So if you haven't seen how to do that, or if you don't know, you can see our video on how to uninstall your handguard. We also recommend that you have a torque wrench with a 1-inch attachment on it, as well as a 1-inch open-ended wrench. But if you don't have a torque wrench, I'll show you how to just use the open-ended wrench for uninstall and reinstall. There is a torque spec for our barrel nut that we tend to follow. So we are also going to need a upper receiver AR vice block. This one is from Wheeler, and you can find it online, or they usually have these or something similar at most gun shops. So we're going to get our upper receiver, and we're going to get our upper receiver vice block, and we're going to wrap our upper receiver vice block around our upper. Make sure that your dust cover door is closed. And then once it's closed, you want to go ahead and insert that into your vice with your barrel nut sticking out the side so you can work on it. Go ahead and tighten that up. And then we're going to go ahead and get our open-ended wrench and place our open-ended wrench on the barrel nut. We're going to go ahead and apply force in the loosen direction to loosen the barrel nut. And once it's loosened a little bit with the open-ended wrench, you can go ahead and loosen it by hand. Now I like to put my hand underneath the barrel nut as I loosen it, because there are 2 barrel washers that are between the barrel nut and the receiver. So there those are. Set these off to the side. You can just slide your barrel nut either off your barrel, but this one has a muzzle brake on it, so it's not going to slide off. So I'm just going to slide it down the barrel. And then you can go ahead and wiggle out your barrel. Pull out your barrel as you give it a little turn or a wiggle. And just be careful of your barrel key on top of your barrel. This is an actual separate piece on the barrel. It's a really small piece of steel that keeps our barrel aligned in the upper receiver, and it can be easy to lose this piece if you're not paying attention. So just make sure you don't lose this. If you need to, set it off to the side while you're looking at stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I want you to take a look at the inside of the upper receiver. So I'm going to go ahead and take off our vice block. Now I'm going to open up our dust cover door, and this piece kind of went flying. This is the ejector. So this goes on the inside of our receiver right here. And our barrel actually holds it in from the inside of the receiver. So it pins the ejector up against the wall of the receiver. So it's once the barrel's uninstalled, this ejector will be able to come out. So if you're struggling to find the location of the ejector, this is where it goes. It fits right into a little slot, and then the barrel holds it in. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my barrel and get the barrel key and put it back onto there. And then I'm going to get my upper receiver with my ejector, and I'm going to, just so you guys can see, I'm going to hold it like this and get the barrel key in there. So the barrel holds the ejector into the receiver, as you can see. And once it's all tightened up, it'll be more snug. There we go. So now I got the barrel reinserted to the upper receiver with the ejector being pinned in by the barrel. Now we can go ahead and get our 2 washers. And stick the 2 washers onto the barrel, and then slide our barrel nut over these washers, and we can start threading this barrel nut onto the receiver. Once you get it tight enough by hand, we can go ahead and close this dust cover door again, because we're going to put it back into this upper receiver vice block, and then we're going to put it right back into our vice. So with the torque wrench, our torque spec is 30 to 35 foot-pounds. So with the torque wrench, you can go ahead and tighten until 30 to 35 foot-pounds. I'm going to show you how to do it with the open-ended wrench if you do not have a torque wrench. So we're going to go ahead and snug up our barrel nut by hand. And then what we're going to do is go a little bit and then a quarter turn. And that should be around 30 to 35 foot-pounds, just to check. And it is. So we got it good there, and that's how we recommend doing it with the open-ended wrench if you do not have a torque wrench. And that is how you uninstall and reinstall your barrel nut as well as your barrel on your Tippmann Arms M422.